we're getting to the captains here in a second, but this one I thought was interesting. So the Vegas odds officially came out for the Heisman odds, and CJ Carr has higher odds to win the Heisman than Jeremiyah Love. I thought that was interesting because technically we don't even know if CJ is the starter, so to speak.
Yeah, but I hate
Kenny
the
Minchie
people in
Heisman odds are going to jump.
I hate the people in your group chat that are. I mean, respect to their opinion. They kind of went after me for it. I mean, I just said you don't know ball if you don't think CJ Carr is the better quarterback. But it blows my mind that people want Minchie. I think he's super talented, but it's just CJ Carr's different. Would you rather have Tom Brady or would you rather have Phillip Rivers? Both are really good. I'd rather have Tom Brady, right? I mean, this is craziness, and this is all quarterback bias. All right, I lost my train of thought for a sec. Hold on. Quarterback bias, because it's the same thing with the NFL and MVPs. Whenever Christian McCaffrey deserved MVP one year, it goes to a quarterback. It's become a quarterback award, or a Travis Hunter plays multiple positions. A running back hasn't won the position in a long time. So that, of course, CJ Carr is ranked higher because they anticipated being a quarterback to win the award. Jeremiyah Love has a very good shot to win Heisman this year. I think he will be a finalist. If he's not a finalist, I'd be shocked. Ashton Genty was a finalist last year, and I think Jeremiyah Love
No, don't bring up Ashton Genty. Do not bring up Ashton Genty or Ross Rabel.
That tweet today. But let's be realistic, though. I mean, when you think about Heisman contenders, Arch Manning isn't proven yet, but I do think he will be what we all think he will be. To me, my favorite to win Heisman's Cade Klubnik. I think he's super talented. But other than that, Jeremiah Smith's the obvious bet too. So it's Jeremiyah Love is going to be a finalist. I don't know why CJ Carr is above a guy who's going to be a first-round pick next year and is the best running back in the country as an unproven quarterback. That makes no sense to me. And I also hate that it's like dark horses. Every single Heisman dark horse candidate list I've seen, Jeremiyah Love's number one. He's not a fucking dark horse if he's number one on every list. I mean,
Well, actually, this says he is a dark horse because you put $100 on it, you're gonna make $4,000.
This is
more than $4,000.
This is crazy to me because I've been looking forward to talking about this. It's all about quarterback bias. Everyone always puts the quarterbacks, and I hope that we see a non-quarterback win again, so it brings value or diversity to the award.
Well, and I think what was it? Jeremiyah Love has the highest odds to win the Heisman that is not a quarterback besides Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith. Yeah. So, like, what's crazy, though, is, like, plus 4,800 to me is wild. Like, you have Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson has a better shot to win the Heisman than Jeremiyah Love.
I might bet $100 on that. If he wins Heisman, I get $5,000 for $100.
So I'm gonna be the bearer of bad news here on this.
Yeah.
I can guarantee this: if there is a bet out there for Final Four Heisman, I bet you Love's odds are higher than CJ Carr. I think what they're going on here is that they think that if CJ Carr makes it to the Final Four, then he's probably gonna win it. Because you have a guy like that probably means if CJ Carr makes it to the Final Four, then Notre Dame went undefeated, and he looked dominant every single game. And that means that at some point we kind of leaned into the Jeremiyah Love, Jadarian Price like two-man duo. I also think it isn't crazy to say like if CJ Carr pops off, like Jeremiyah Love could also be there in the finals of the Heisman, just because like it's not the first time it's happened.
God.
It's very unlikely. Like, okay, let's be real here. CJ Carr is one of the best quarterbacks this year. Do you really think Jeremiyah Love is going to be one of the big parts of that team? Like, it's like
I think it's one or the other. Yeah. I mean, I don't think.
And also, at the end of the day, these are odd makers. They know they're going to favor quarterback. The quarterback just has to be the same level as the other guy.
And what does Jeremiyah Love have to do to win Heisman? I mean, I don't think he has to put up. I don't think he has to. I don't think he has to do what Genty did last year. I think he could do a little less. and it depends on
So
what the
are
other
we
quarterbacks
saying
are doing.
are we saying what he's gonna have to do is Heisman, like, and then the other? So if the other quarterbacks do better than what the final four quarterbacks did this past year, then yes, Greg Gentry's record. But if
So
they do
I
the same, like Dylan Gabriel was a good quarterback, and then somehow Shador Sanders made it to the freaking Final Four, yeah, okay. Shador Sanders is second best, one of the top two quarterbacks in college football last year. Not a fucking chance. Sorry for cussing. But yeah, if the quarterbacks perform the same as last year, it's probably do the same. You don't have to do as well, but if they do better, I think yes, break Gentry's record for them to win it.
So here's my thing, right? So like, I get why they have it because the quarterback position gets all the credit. I will say that I agree with what Marcus said partially because if Notre Dame gets to the national championship game, I think, and especially if they're like a top 4 seed, that could mean that CJ was who we thought he was, and he overachieved and went over expectations this year. And who gets the most credit on a team that that gets to a national championship for the most part?
The kicker.
A quarterback. Like what was it, Max Duggan a few years ago? He took TCU to the national championship. He was in the Heisman race. You know why? Because
he was really good.
He was really good, and he carried TCU to the national championship. A lot of times on his back. Like, and they had other weapons. They had, a receiver that can't catch a ball in the
Quentin
NFL.
Johnson.
Evidently, Quentin Johnson. They had weapons.
Okay, wait. The drop problems did not happen until we got to LA.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. But no. So like, I get it because I think what will happen is people will be like, well, they had Jeremiah Love last year. They got to a national championship, even with Jeremiah Love being injured for majority of the playoff run. They still got to the national championship.
Dude,
if Notre Dame gets back there, who do you think they're going to like? I'm just saying they could be like, oh, well, CJ Carr's the difference.
CJ Carr would need a 1,000-yard receiver for this to happen, right? Let's just be clear.
You got to get him, Malachi Fields.
Well, I got good news for you. No, we're not getting into that.
Let me sell you on a used car called Jaden Greyhouse. He's got to be a first-round pick. Frable said so. It's going to happen.
He's better than Larry Fitzgerald.
No.
Jaden Greyhouse makes Jeremiah Smith look like a preschool football player.
That's what Ryan thinks. Every Notre Dame player is the best in the world.
If Ashton Jeanty played if he played Louisville, he wouldn't get a single rushing yard. His exact words.
But then he plays Oregon and gets 250.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works.
Geez, we're not doing this conversation right now.
But
anyway,
on topic, CJ Carr. I mean, will he be what we think he is? I think so. Like I said, I personally liked Buckner more as a prospect. Carr will have a better Notre Dame career. I have a feeling Carr is probably not. He's technically a freshman redshirt. I think he'll have 2 to 3 years in Notre Dame, more likely 2. But I think that he could be a guy that repeats us back to the Natty. Is he who we think he is? Is he going to have a great year? I think early on we'll definitely focus on the run game, let him work through the motions, right, with him being young. But do you think that this guy is going to be, I don't know, legit this year?
And let me also do this. If you look at all the running backs, right, the great running backs we've had throughout the last 10 to 15 years, who either won the Heisman or came very close. So that's what? Ashton Jeanty, Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram.
Okay, Mark Ingram was Mark Ingram was before Trent Richardson, by the way, and that was 20 years ago.
Almost. Who else?
Leonard Fournette.
Christian McCaffrey. Like
Saquon.
Those guys, Saquon. All of them besides he was never a finalist?
No, he finished fourth.
Oh, come on.
Okay. All right. Well,
that counts. He made it to New York.
All of them besides Saquon, you could argue, had quarterbacks that were not necessarily considered game changers. They were more game managers, so to speak, right? do we really think that CJ Carr fits into the game manager category?
No, I think he's a game changer.
Realistically, well, okay, what CJ Carr is and what we're going to allow him to be are two different things. And
That's true.
CJ Carr could realistically go out there and just be who knows? Maybe this year we don't get the full CJ Carr. Maybe it's like Stetson Bennett. And I compare it a lot to Stetson Bennett because Stetson Bennett was the last true freshman or last first time starting quarterback to play a whole season and win a natty. It would be a lot like that year, Stetson Bennett, where he was just a game manager. He got the ball to Brock Bowers, he got the ball to Zamir White, he got the ball to George Pickens, and he was a game manager. It could be a lot like that. It could also be where and then the second year he comes out and he balls out. He throws for 4,000 yards, and they trust him a lot more. And he looks
especially with Love gone and potentially Price gone, I see that being the case. I think that they're going to run, and then use them when needed, and not you don't want to make a freshman be the focal point of the offense. You want all your deep pieces around you to do the work and make it easy on him. So I agree, Ben.
But also, I think realistically, with the wide receivers we're giving CJ Carr, if they were able, God forbid it does not happen, but if for some reason we have to just rely on CJ Carr for a whole season, then I think we give him good weapons like Eli Reardon, Malachi Fields,
God forbid would be Love gets hurt, Price gets hurt, and then.
Well, I didn't want to say it.
You better freaking knock on wood right now, Sean.
All right.
Oh, man, that's not wood. That's concrete.
All right.